I actually can't believe the players are all on one team.
That one is pretty insane. I don't know how anyone beats that team.
Matthew Nick's Assassin. This is a classic. One of his absolute best heroes, which means we might be...
I'm going to be a naysayer. I think that this mid-Rubik is going to fall off. I think mid-Rubik and mid-Snapfire falls off, but I have not been impressed by mid-Rubik the last like dozen times I've seen it, even though I was talking about it being viable now. I know it's very ironic, but I just don't believe in it. I think like compared to what you get from like a Spirit hero or only playing this game, even the Snapfire, like you can jump in with a little Shredder towards the end of the damage skills like crazy. It's really feast or famine with the Rubik.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I definitely feel like I haven't been super impressed with the mid Rubiks that I've seen. And I do know Bryle is a huge fan of mid Snapfire. It's like he
30 seconds
back.
we
We actually were talking about this before the shoot started. Like when IXDL was around, Bryle was actually crushing people like Snapfire mid. So he was playing like that in Alina. And I feel like his Snapfire is actually pretty good.
Was there IXDL while Snapfire was in the game?
Dude, it reactivated like January of this year. They brought it back.
Did it?
Yeah. Do you not remember this?
Oh.
Oh my God. Yeah. There was
January
like a
2020.
Yeah, for like it was like alive for like 2 months, and then everyone like all players.
Oh, you know why I don't remember? We were in Ukraine.
That's
at that
I know.
time.
That's literally what. Dude, where were you during this conversation? Oh my God!
Look, that was
right.
a stressful time.
That was a stressful time. It's all right. Anyway, the one thing it's like, yes, Snapfire mid lane feels really strong, but I also think about the fact that once Rubik gets 6, he's gonna have like level 4 Scatter Blast and Fade Bolt, and he's just gonna do like 1,000 nuke damage to heroes.
Yeah. When Snapfire is level 7, you mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
how you
he
gonna
just
steal level 4 Scatter Blast level 6?
No, I'm saying he'll have like a level 3 Scatter Blast, I guess. Then.
It will do a lot of damage. You'll also be able to like
shoot out.
Duke out creep waves. You'll be farming pretty quickly. So it is a pretty low mana cost spell though for the
Yeah.
Top lane will be an interesting one to watch as well. I mean, right now the Darkseer avoiding the lane as it is, but I like at level large amount of danger. Kind of gonna be watching this. Lane feels like a bit of a ticking time bomb, to be honest. And actually, as I say that, first blood.
First blood to the panda, aka the wolf. Not confusing at all. I'm actually so excited Panda's on this team. He's so good.
You guys don't even need me here. Canuck knows exactly where the action is going to happen before it even happens. Man's a pro without even trying.
It's that level 2 power spike, man. That's like, I die at level 2 more than, actually, at level 1 when the other two.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying. As a fellow offlaner, I know how it goes. It's like, you either get level 2 and kill the enemy hero, or they get level 2 and you run to your tower.
Yeah, that top first blood was like the most classic first. Okay, you're in the disadvantaged lane, you go, you pull the wave, you're like walking away, oh, the other team hits.
And then when you're playing against a Crystal Maiden, it's just so common nowadays, just with how much damage this hero does from spells early on. Like, we're seeing a lot of Crystal Maidens, like, just skip the Arcane Aura, just maxing out, like, Frostbite, just going, like, 2-2-0 sometimes. It's nuts.
Yeah, well, yeah, and it's interesting, too, because I think, you know, a lot of CMs kind of play lanes very passive, where they just pull and they get the Arcane Aura even at level 2, add mana to Crystal Nova. Now we're kind of seeing shit. Grabbing a ton of mangoes, and they're just cast spells.
Interesting to note, Matthew ended up placing a pretty deep ward that kind of scouts like the couriers coming in. 2 of the couriers came at the same time. He didn't try to grab either of them items.
Yeah, you place that ward to spot the couriers, but then you don't want to give away your wards.
You got 2 of them.
Interesting
He'll wait
rotation,
for,
like, canceled his TP.
Cancels. That was...
Bryle's chasing down C Smile in the gen. It's actually a kill. Snipes the bounty rune in the process.
bounty.
Not sure if that was a misclick or what. The TV was like almost completed. It was like 4.5 seconds done.
Yeah, that looked like one of those. He doesn't have fire stoppers.
Oh, we didn't even.
I feel like Whisper is gonna have such a free game on the. He gets to pick it into the Sven. He's kind of just chilling. The only real damage they're gonna have is from the Snapfire, like Avatos combo.
Yeah, I mean you say that, but as soon as Snapfire hits level 6, you actually have a pretty big threat off from this Timber Saw. You've got huge disable and control between able to hold him in place with the kinetic field, glimpsing him back, Thorn Bolt coming out, and the amount of magical damage that you have with Mortimer.
But I mean,
same sort of thing is
he knows that.
Wow.
And he's looking right at the he's gonna have his hood in EVU. He's prepping for that magic burst. I think once he lives through the magic burst, there's not much left.
So straight into the Defiance. What comes after that?
Arcane Boots. I mean, you just get that mana up, and then I actually don't know what the
Radiant's bottom tower ain't a pretty sight right now.
It's still Kaya Sanj, I'm pretty sure. It's like Kaya Sanj or Lotus. Like, you either have to build another defensive item, or if you're having like a really good game, you can try and go for more of the of sustain and damage. Most often I see, like I said, either the Lotus or just the Kaya Sanj.
Man's just pulling. Nothing interesting happening here. What's interesting is the mid lane, making a rotation on Matthew. Ryle here, and
get onto a ward.
clear it out.
Safe.
Places a deep observer ward inside the enemy team's triangle, so look out them out when Darkseer eventually gets back to try and farm that, but they go on Darkseer right now. He's actually baiting them.
Big boundless strike though, and gets the surge away. Not gonna happen, so kill goes the way of because. Meanwhile, mid lane, Brawl did just hit level 6. C Smile does as well, so he gets a level 3 Scatterblast. Nice interrupt there, able to bottle that regen rune, but Bryle's got Mortimer Kisses, and I would be surprised if he doesn't. Oh, never mind, Matthew's right here, ready to go. Big avalanche to glimpse back. They get themselves a kill there onto the Rubik. There's gonna be the Frostbite from Panda. Matthew with an Impale to follow. And they'll try and just chase up onto the high ground. I don't think they'll be able to get the Crystal Maiden here, though.
Treaty Throat's gonna slow him down.
They do have a glimpse in 5 seconds. Might do it if they can keep.
He doesn't have boots, though. Oh, he got him. Wow, okay.
Oh, still might not be enough.
Face it back the other way. Someone cue the music.
Swift as the wolves of Ice Rack, fellas. Come on.
Yeah. That's a pay-to-win persona there, for sure.
Nice hold there by Matthew. He's just making it so Brawl wasn't able to commit more kisses. And speaking of
Brawl, very close in the mid lane. That's what we're talking about. The burst damage is going to come out from the Scatterblast combo. But Vic is really scary once he hits level 6. Like you can't actually lane against this hero now. Because of the solo kill there on the Ahri, he's crushing this lane, by the way.
Run down. Or they're gonna try to, but
Matthew, he's gonna get glimpsed into the tower and die for this.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Oh, nice.
Scarface off the damage.
Yeah.
What are my kisses for this one?
Oh, it was just a matter of time bottom, right?
Yep, there it is. I mean, yeah, Whisper just owns this lane now. Like, what do? This Sven has to go jungle and start kind of farming deep creeps. And I mean, with how active Matthew's been on that.
So much for the Radiant's courier.
And as we talk about that, EG's moving into that triangle area to pick up the stacks that get made. So they're gonna probably lose this hard camp.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Sven just pops God Strength, finds Panda, but Frostbite trying to make some space to run the other way. Meanwhile, they will grab the Nyx Assassin to toss back.
Technical difficulty.
And Ryle with the shotgun. Oh my god. It's a lot of damage, but with that, level 4 Scatterblast now stolen, and Matthew ends up getting cleaned up.
Pretty sad right now.
So Tamana will get his stacks. They do have a sentry we're blocking out the Ancient. Presumably no more.
Trouble brewing at Radiant's bottom tower.
I imagine they get the D-ward off of that before long. They're gonna know that they have vision somewhere up on this hill. Hitting that aggressively.
Radiant's
Potentially
bottom
look for a
tower
ward
ain't a
inside the
pretty
ancient.
sight right now.
One thing to know that's kind of interesting, he actually ends up changing his mind on Whisper, not going for the Her Defiance. He figures he's here by himself. Instead, he queues up the Soul Ring alongside the Mana Boots. He's going to farm up as fast as possible. So he's been going between clearing out the hard camps and going into the lane.
I think this is the Rubik effect, honestly. Because
Radiant's bottom tower
like C Smile is making so much space on the map for Whisper right now that he didn't actually have to like greed out for a defensive item, or he didn't have to like play conservative for a defensive item, and now he gets to play super greedy. He's just queued the Kayasan straight up.
My God, he got the no-call bracelet.
What yeah, 3 neutrals out of a small camp. That's hilarious.
Quick off there. That's always going to be a rough game for Crystal Maiden. The Ion Shell Surge, like you said, Avatos Tiny, that's going to be scary.
Yeah, this is just a rough game for CM in general. Almost every hero on the one-shot combo that takes. So hopefully she can farm enough space. A little bit more.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Oh, sick wrap around there. Mid lane. Mortimer Kiss is canceled though, thanks to that spike carapace, and C-Smile Smith right back into the center of it. Whispers rotating on in though to try and offer some assistance. Can they get Rubik out? Not going to be in time. Ari will finish off the kill, but a Frostbite onto the Snapfire, and they will just chase down Bryle next. Avalanche trying to buy some time, but again, it's Whisper on the Timber Saw, just chopping him down. Double kill there, and a 3k gold lead now for the side of Evil Geniuses.
Radiant's mid.
Once again, Matthew kind of in that triangle, pestering Tomato, making sure that he can't farm as he wants to. Not able to get a kill or anything like that, but he's just kind of hanging out, being annoying.
Radiant's mid tower's getting banged up.
Tomato baited that one out, got him to pop the spike carapace a little bit early and hang around, just waiting for movement.
Radiant's mid tower ain't doing so good.
That was a no-win situation. If you don't carapace the stun, then
he should have left instead of like hanging around there. Mumienda was coming.
Do you guys see this? This has to be the most unlucky sentry I've ever seen in my life. Do you see this in the triangle? Not only did it not get the ward, but it also didn't get this. It's literally like one
I was
pixel
saying,
off
man,
of both.
I was like, they're gonna sentry this, it'll be fine. They'll get the D1. They get
both.
nothing.
Oh no.
Yeah,
it's literally a pixel off from each one. Like that is nuts.
That's the worst as a 5 when you're looking for a ward and you're like, it's gotta be here. I know they see us. And then you're just like place them like, next to each. Oh man.
He pings again. He's like, it's still blocked. It's like.
Oh, there we go.
All right, he's gonna get it now, but oh man.
That observer is going to expire in 5 seconds.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Gave them the info they need. They saw them walk up here.
Amanda smoked into the triangle there behind Matthew, and
yeah.
Once again,
nice kinetic field though. Whispers coming in though. Ooh, Static Storm on top of the stun, dude. Very nice. Can they take down the Nyx? They do. Stolen Static Storm from the Rubik.
Big.
So, gotta be careful.
Radiant's mid tower.
Oh, there's gonna be the Mortimer Kisses. They gotta get down there to cancel it. Whisper will be able to do that, just standing on top of Bryle and just chops him down again. Now Ari on the run. Big found the strike there from Kukaz. Double kill now for the Timbersaw as he chases for more. Whisper is running away with this game. Well, maybe.
Dryer might want to mine their top tower.
Big Moon is still dead.
He's dead,
I think he's still dead, but you know.
Bought some space, you know. And that Sentry Ward right back in that ancient camp. So they're keeping that blocked out. EG now sitting on a 4k net worth lead. Really just putting a hammer on
Radiant's
this.
top tower's taking hits.
Tomado's having a really rough time getting off the ground.
Look at how far Kukaz is. It is 12 minutes 45 seconds. This dude has treads of battle fury.
Tower's in bad shape.
He's up 1100 gold on the Sven at 13 minutes.
Oh, that has a Static Storm and a Freezing Field committed for the Sven.
Radiant's top tower's hurt.
If you think he's farmed, look at the Timber Saw.
That's
actually ahead of this Monkey King in net worth.
And he went Kaya first. This is how confident he is.
Yeah, we were talking about that one earlier. We're like, okay, he's got the Defiance queued up and they can't punish him for mathematic damage. Really saw his weak to in the early. Instead, he just goes all in on mana regen and magic damage. He farms with it.
And finds himself a fairy trinket too, which.
How about that?
Maybe next time.
Stolen 3-point Stormhammer, actually. On
Dire's mid tower could use a little help.
Some heavy disable you have between that and telekinesis.
I mean, he went 4 points in the Arcane Supremacy. Spells just do so much damage.
I think that's normal now. For a while, it was like 0.8 duration on telekinesis, and it didn't do anything.
Dire's top towers get beat down.
You had to put extra points to do it in
the Radiant's bottom tower.
Yeah, I mean, the cast range on Arcane Supremacy with some of these spells, like
Radiant's
again, like
bottom
Scatterblast, Stormhammer.
Right now. The Dire might want to mine their top tower.
This is a great Rubik.
Dire's top
Radiant
tower.
Heroes.
You know the drill.
So many good spells from this game. I mean, that last fight managed to find himself Static Storm, drops it on the spend, and the team fight after that one.
Tough as nails, but now.
You got more strength than I do on Rubik. I just blow my spells the moment I get them.
Mid tower's coming apart.
I know. When they were fighting top and he had the Static Storm that whole time, I was like, oh, I would have just dropped it.
Yeah,
but like,
when he done just a little bit of damage.
That's why they're playing and not me.
You don't get to win.
No old
big
man
juicy
come back
stack in the Dire Triangle for last year. So accelerate even more now that he's got this Battle Fury.
Radiant's top tower is taking hits.
At that point, he's gonna be able to fight with his
Dire's mid
mostly on the other
towers
side of the map.
having
Well, I mean, he's come top a couple of times. We've actually seen a lot of action up here in the
fortified their structures.
DSM side of the river in the top lane.
Well, and that's why EG's draft works out so well, is that they just dominated bottom with this Timber Saw, basically had a free game. Pushes the Sven over to the other side of the map, Triangle, where then the supports can just...
Dire's mid tower won't last much longer.
Again,
Radiant's top
really
tower is taking hits.
Yeah, I really like how they're playing this. So, I think the key to this game, though, can they scale? I mean,
Radiant's top tower is hurting.
Does the Rubik work in the late game here? And Timbersaw, we all know, kind of has that strong early game, and then once you start having the damage,
Radiant's top tower is in bad shape. The Radiant lost the top tower. Excellent.
We'll see if TSM can kind of hold off the.
Radiant's top
they're able to
tower
overcome some of these early games.
I really am not a fan of the Timbersaw.
Bottom tower.
Feels like focusing too much on where he's going to be in the game, but I don't know. If he's got like 8.6k net worth, he's 7-0-0 right now. Maybe I shouldn't be shit talking his gameplay.
I feel like Timbersaw, like a lot of people, like look at Timbersaw as like this hero that like scales really well in the mid game and doesn't scale super well late. But I argue like nowadays with the hero, he scales pretty well now. They're gonna find a nice catch there on the Darkseer thanks to Matthew. He's also up against 4 strength here, right? 3 strength heroes? Yeah. So, I look at Darkseer and my brain instantly assumes he's...
he's good. He's an intelligence guy. It's what he like.
He's got a massive brain. I know.
Have you seen how large his noggin is?
He literally carries books everywhere he goes. Like, what a nerd. Anyway.
Very true. Don't you do that as well? You showed up to studio for the first time. You had a notebook.
Dude,
it's 2022.
Okay, yeah, we go to studio, right? And I show up with a notebook and like a ton of notes on all the teams that we're like going to be covering, and they just laugh at me. Like, what are you doing? I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like trying to
use a tablet.
Trying to do my job.
Guy hasn't even heard of an iPad.
Oh my god.
Buy a $100 pen from Apple, you nerd.
So true.
Top lane, we're gonna find Tiny. Ends up stealing Avalanche. That is actually such a devastating spell for Rubik to steal, because there is no instance where
it doesn't work like that anymore. It's a debuff.
It's not affected by the. Oh yeah, right.
Amp anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't have debuff amp on Arcane Supremacy.
But this Rubik going directly for the Aghanim Scepter. No blink in between, no. Yeah, bags. I mean, kind of crazy, but I do like it. There's a lot of good spells in this game to grab, and I mean, if he gets a sick combo of
taking hits.
Static Storm and an Avalanche, I mean, I don't think he can.
Guess what's happening to Dire?
Unbind his Archie and just play, you know?
Radiant's mid tower.
And stealing a Static Storm becomes incredibly devastating at this point as well, because if you have Aghanim Scepter, it applies to your spells as well, right? That's your AoE doom.
Yeah, exactly. Or it applies to your items. Yeah, but
Radiant's top
I mean,
tower
this Rubik is just looking so nasty this game. I kind of, you know, didn't give it as much credit as I expected. Oh my god, he illusion dodges the glimpse, and Moonmander's not even expecting.
What?
Oh my god.
I just didn't even look. I just expect him to be gone. He actually illusion dodged it. That is insane. And bottom, they're gonna find the Darkseer.
That's why they get paid the big bucks, the EG salary.
But Moon lives, I think.
How about that?
Not for
Darkseer doesn't,
not
but...
for long, I don't think.
That's why Moon makes the big
He's
bucks.
got
The TSM
avalanche
salary.
range. Oh my god. Dude, the last thing he saw as he teleported out was giant boulders hurled at his face.
That bottom tower.
Cool, calm, and collected in the face of danger.
The one thing I was going to say is that the reason I kind of like the Ags Rush on the Rubik this game is for the same reason you were talking about why it's just a good Rubik game in general. Like, there are so many good spells in this game for the Rubik to steal. And you can just do a ton in fights with them. So I'm okay with it. He's got the Nyx Assassin and the Timber Saw that can go in.
Yeah. Now, Bryle going straight for the Ag seems a little curious to me as well. I mean, I know good, but is it
I think so.
gobble up this valuable, like throwing this?
It's not necessarily the throwing the Sven in. There's a lot of utility that it gives you. It one-shots waves. That's one of the reasons a lot of people pick it up on Core Snapfire.
That's 4 in a row.
Because you can just like take out a whole wave from like 2,000 range, right? So you can like basically flash farm on the hero, and then you also have the utility of the Aghanim Scepter for fights and pick off and stuff.
Building up to it isn't awful either, just because it builds with the point booster and the Ogre Staff club. That makes you like significant. On Snapfire, here's just one of our backline. It can't burst you down all of a sudden. It takes too long. You got extra bulk.
Radiant's mid tower could use
that,
it.
and the fact that you farm up is.
It's a good scouting tool as well. Like if someone's trying to disengage, you get the gobble up vision for glimpse. You also could just send in Darkseer. Like there's a lot of different functions for it this game, I think.
Yeah.
Which we might see them do right now, as they do gobble up the Tomato. Send him in, goes for Whisper, gets the stun to follow it up. Can they kill him though? Is the question. Big Static Storm there just to guarantee it. So they do find themselves a kill. The Glimpse is going to send Panda away, but Kaz goes in. Yeah, they say, screw it, we'll fight. Ends up stealing Tree Grab, not ideal, but a Glimpse back's going to send Tomato. He gets the BKB off Pakaz, responds with his own. The wall goes down. As Matthew will try and hobble away here under the cover of Invis. Ari getting some space. They're all going to be out, except maybe Panda here is just getting beat down by the Darkseer illusion. And avalanche toss from Ari. He comes in to clean him up. Does not know Matthew is there, but Pakaz will jump away through the tree. So EG, a little bit of overestimate on their strength there, maybe underestimating TSM.
Yeah, and I mean, that wasn't the worst amount of casualties that you could have from a... I mean, getting that Ags, getting the BKB finished. TSM says, you know, this is our timing, this is our commit, and they go and they throw themselves at it, and it ends up being like a... not as devastating as
Excellent invisibility.
I get distracted by somebody said Ewit's neph and then immediately got banned in the chat and then came to me asking to be unbanned. Apologies. Not much professionalism out of my end. Captain.canuk will be taking my job shortly. It's fine.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Topper's mission.
I'll just trade one Canadian for the other.
Didn't you say that you were Canadian? Or you tried to make that claim?
What do you mean I tried? I literally am Canadian. I can get a Canadian citizenship if I want.
can, or you have one?
I can. I don't have one, but I can.
Okay, all right. So,
not Canadian.
No, I am part Canadian. I'm not a Canadian citizen.
You'll never be one of us.
Oh my god, you're the worst. Smoked right into the ward. There's going to be a huge stun to set this one up, and Moon with a nice static storm for the BKBs. Don't really seem to care too much about it. There's going to be Tomato just TPing out of Pakaz. Panda with a big freezing field finds himself the second kill on the retreat, though. They're looking for this Darkseer, and they're going to find him. Not long before they finish the kill, and Pakaz will do it. 3 there for the side of EG. That BKB on the Timbersaw was huge in this fight.
Yeah, that looked for a moment like TSM was going to turn it. I mean, the Sven got the God Strength BKB off, turned around, killed the Nyx really quickly, and it looked like he was pumping out the damage, but then decides, you know what, this isn't working, and just starts being out in the middle of the fight. He does get out, but maybe he gets a couple more kills, but certainly dies if he sticks. Probably the right call, but still. Really easy Roche. That's just gonna get made back in that last team fight.
I do like the decision to cut and run to, like, it takes a lot of discipline to decide that you're going to lose a team fight and then leave when it's 5v5 and something like that. I think in like our current version of Dota where, you know, everyone seems to value stopping them.
This is the most...
I told you to stop getting blood on my plate.
Let's say, this is the most mobile Rubik I've ever seen in my life. Dude had Surge, Warcry, Haste Rune, and a Tumbler.
He's a zoomer, man. They've got Tiny as well. Glimp's gonna send Pakaz back, but there's no saving grace for him. Dude, this Surge Avalanche Rubik is terrifying right now.
Yeah, I mean, such a good Ags game. I mean, I said it earlier, but like, oh man, like you just can't steal a bad spell.
Exactly.
There really is nothing. I mean, like Warcry, maybe you don't want, maybe like. Shredder or something, but like, everything else.
Zipping out on the Monkey King. Not a big fan of this one. I think it got nerfed too hard.
I like it. I love the Acceptor, but the only real reason is because it's against the Sven. I actually was going to talk about the Monkey King versus Sven matchup earlier, and I actually feel like this is like the best build you can play into the Sven because you do just want to drop Wukong's command and
dude, look how useless his stone soldiers are. They just walk just outside attack range to the tower, two of them. Pathetic.
No breaking down the Radiant structures like this.
And you're hyping this thing up.
It's a good item. Whisper gonna run right onto the enemy team here. Does find Ari. Glimpse will send him back. And they actually TP'd the Crystal Maiden down here as well. Like they're running through runes. Like they know they're here. Matthew, however, will find the Tiny on the Nyx Assassin. The question is, can they get in to close the gap? It's gonna be Panda there. And with the help of C Smile, they'll grab themselves another kill. Mortimer Kisses are just raining in. Tomato, he gets caught on the Sven. Pops the BKB, trying to lay into Panda, but the Force Staffs are there. He knows he's got no grasp. Has to TP on home.
Yeah, that was just a really awkward go from TSM in general. I mean, they kind of went on the Timbersaw, but then glimpsed it kind of out to safety, and then Tiny was just
about dire structures
on his own,
right now.
and it felt like one of those desperation plays with White know what they're there, and when they Sven gets out, but at what cost?
Radiant's mid towers.
I'm not sure if you guys caught the backside of the team.
Oh boy. They just go in. They do not care. They know the BKBs are spent. They take down the Sven. They're going to get the Darkseer as well. Whose base is whose at this point?
I think everything belongs to EG.
Yeah, it kind of feels like EG owns this place. See Smile, no stop, just jumps in, gets that instant disable. They're looking for more. Ari with the blink. Ryle has to be careful, but the GG is called. TSM's going to tap out in game number 1.
Yeah, I was going to... Oh, Ari, he's going to go down the Rubik after the GG. Okay, buddy.
That's the style we like to see here, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we like to see.
Yeah, I was going to mention it. The Sven actually popped God Strength BKB and tried to run at Rubik in that last...